I built Reveille Grounds because I had to believe that something like this could actually exist, that a place like Reveille was possible, that it could thrive, that it could change lives. As the spouse of a combat wounded warrior and someone who has grown up professionally in this military and veteran nonprofit space, I haven't just seen the gaps, but I've experienced them. I've felt them firsthand. The disconnection, the oversaturation, the way too many veterans and spouses and service members are struggling to navigate the transition alone. Over the last 12 years of my own career in this space, I've learned so much about how things work, but I've learned far more about how they don't. So I took a stab at building the countercultural solution to the environment that has continued to make me feel like my hands are tied and my heart broken in my own field. And after only 2 years, here we are. A 6,700 square foot community gathering space in Baltimore City, the only truly unifying effort for the veteran community in the city. But I'm gonna be honest, our days here may be numbered. When all of this started, there was no funding. Exactly 0 funding, to be exact. We didn't have a big name backer or a national brand pulling for us. I personally didn't even want to be a founder. I did, though, have a vision for something that no one else was doing, and I was so tired of waiting for someone else to get started. In February 2022, after a particularly devastating blow that challenged the confidence I already didn't seem to possess, I went all in on Reveille Grounds and started to build our land of misfit toys. I committed to a belief then that if we created a space where the military-connected community could come together, truly and humbly come together with all of our cards on the table, that everything else would follow. And you know what? In so many ways, that's exactly what has happened. In just 1 full year of operations, we did manage to prove that it is entirely possible to curate an ecosystem built on the premise of mutual benefit, integrity, and shared responsibility for outcomes. In fact, in 2024, we engaged more than 1,000 unique individuals via 88 partner events. Events that Reveille didn't actually plan ourselves, but events that partners executed using our shared space and our shared mission, a place that belongs to us all. These 1,000 individuals found support, opportunity, and most importantly, each other. We did it. Unfortunately, though, in light of our country's current landscape and the changes brought by our new administration, things have become increasingly difficult in the last few months. According to philanthropy.com, nonprofits have faced and will continue to face increased challenges due to several policy changes and administrative actions. Funding cuts and freezes, the elimination of several federal agencies, impact on specific services, regulatory challenges, legal and political pressures. Even before this, we were rejected by nearly a dozen major funders in the military and veteran space, and we weren't denied because we haven't made an impact or because we weren't already doing the work. In fact, our thoughtfulness, our intentionality, our approach to partnerships and ecosystem building has been lauded by many of those same funders over and over. But because we remain committed to running lean, nimble, and keeping our operating budget low and responsible, we haven't quite cracked the code for our sustainability. As recently as a month ago, we were denied membership in a new national coalition to prevent veteran suicide because our budget was less than $250,000 a year. Far less. Let that sink in, please. We positively engaged more than 1,000 unique individuals in our first year, but we don't spend enough money to warrant the acknowledgement of our efforts. We built something from nothing, something that's not being done anywhere else. We are proving what's possible, and we'd argue that we are just getting started. But in the eyes of the philanthropic landscape, we're too small to be worth the risk. And that's not the only challenge. A potential donor offered us a gift equal to a quarter of our operating budget at the end of the year, and then changed his mind when he decided that our approach categorized us as a woke and leftist nonprofit. And why? Because we believe in inclusion. We publicly believe that companies should lean into attracting and retaining veteran talent because we've welcomed groups that have historically been marginalized in the military and veteran space. Because we created a place where everyone who is served, in uniform and otherwise, can belong. And you know what? We are more committed to that than ever before. We have hosted military retirements, workshops, trainings, banquets, drag shows, fundraisers, birthday parties, blood drives. Not because we're an event space, but because we're a place where people can come together to do good things. And that connection is absolutely everything. I still believe in what we're building, and we know that so many of you do too. I know we have the power to change how business is done in the nonprofit world. We believe we can create an ecosystem that lifts up all the people, programs, resources, and opportunities that serve the military-connected community day in and day out. But now, with our utility costs on the rise, threats being made to DEI initiatives in all contexts, and the state of survival felt by most of our nonprofit and small business partners, we are at a breaking point. Without immediate support, we may have to close our doors before we've even proven what we can do. I didn't even want to say that out loud, and our board has been working diligently to identify other pathways, but it has to be said. We're committed to transparency, and this place is too important to let it slip away quietly. I'm asking you, if Reveille Grounds has meant anything to you, if you believe in what we're building and what could be possible with us, please stand by. Donate, become a member, book our space for your next event, hire Reveille as your company's military talent strategist, share our story, rally your network, believe alongside us in the power of belonging, purpose, and ecosystems. We aren't too small. We are exactly the right size to change the game, and we refuse to spend more of your donor dollars than we have to in order to do it. And we can't do it alone, nor would we want to. Help us keep this place alive by believing that this is special and it has what it takes. Thank you.